play some music now in the background. Yes. Let's see what sort of music we will play. How about what do we feel? Lo-fi chill beats. Let's take it chill today. Bam. And then let's do some arting around. Yes. All right. What are we doing today? Not last time, but one of these previous times on stream, I was trying to watercolor one of my commissions that I'm very behind on. Maybe this one. And it just didn't work out because the paper is some sort of weird paper. So what I decided is to just try and redo this, maybe in a different pose, bit more loosey-goosey. Hey Hussein, welcome. We're gonna try and be a little bit more loosey-goosey with it. First we're gonna take some printer paper and some markers and just try to see if I want to go into a different pose, because I decided, okay, let's just simplify our lives a little bit. For that I will need some markers. Let's see, we have some markers. Also, let me position this a little bit so you guys can see better. There we go. Something like this will do, right? Something like this. All right. Let me adjust the zoom. I will probably need something like this so I can check for the crispness. Configure video focus. It's not an auto, it's actually, oh, would you look at that? It looks good. It looks good. Alright. Well, then we leave it at this. Very nice. Okay, so as I said, we are going to take a marker, which I can find it here. And I'm just gonna, I was thinking maybe a bit more, oh wow, the microphone fell over and nobody says anything. Can you hear me at all? Let me actually push up the microphone volumes as well, just a little bit. There you go. So now, if you didn't hear me before, now you should definitely hear me. Alright. So, keeping this drawing in mind, and then we rotate this camera a little bit. There you go. So let's see, what sort of action-y pose can I do for this? Actually, I want to use a gray, more of a gray, something like this. Ay, ay, ay. So because this part, this hand has the chainsaw, maybe it's up in the air, and it has sort of gorilla arms, so those, it's a bit longer, and this is where we would have, now this would make it very vertical. So if I want to use this sort of pose, I have to think about how vertical I want the drawing to be. And then the other arm would be here. Now, to clarify for myself, I can go in and just try and throw some lines in there so I can see it a bit better what I'm actually doing. And then this one is, as I said, just pumping water, or not water, because this is not water, but some sort of foam. And then we have sort of just a a wide power stance. And then this would be the water pump head. And I forgot about the water in the background. Well, there's not water in the background, but the water tank on the back of our Mac. So this could be something. Let's try different pose, maybe all the way from the side. And then we have our Mac like this. Almost stepping, and then one arm could be doing the sawing, the other arm could be pushing away some tree maybe. That could be reasonable, and this time around I won't forget the tank on the back. So if we're talking more of a side view, I still don't want a full side view, so maybe we can see a little bit of this top here. Something like that. And then, as we said, this arm is just stretched out. And that chainsaw is roaring and ripping and cutting through stuff. And then this arm, we said that this arm is pushing a piece of tree. Because I don't know who was here before, but this was supposed to be sort of like a fire fighting mech. Something like that. That could work. All right. What if we do a direct cut? So this in this pose, we're looking straight at the camera. And I'm taking a little bit from here, as in holding up another piece of tree. Dynamically, what I have in my head, it's a different question if I will manage to put it exactly like that to paper, but dynamically I like this idea the most so far. Have two legs there. Now the idea is also that this, if you want, maybe you don't want the Mac to be super covered by tree and foliage, just because you also want to showcase as much as possible. So as much as I like it dynamically, maybe it would work better if I wasn't covering. Excuse me for a second. I will have to do a little nose blowing. think I caught one of those spring bugs that you get just before proper summertime arrives, just to remind you that, like, hey, don't be too happy with watch out for your health and whatnot. In the end, we might just return to what we had before, because I think that was just working, at least better than things that I came up with now. This window over here. Okay. As I suspected, I do like this pose the most. It just shows most of the mech off, even though technically it's not that different from the original one. Hey, Larry Goodman. Welcome to the stream, to our chill evening stream. What is a good gorilla arm position? I guess something like this. And then let's not forget about the water tank. And if we open it, I still think it's worth opening it. The cockpit area, that might work. Okay, let's. Where did I put the papers? That's the question now. Because I did not prepare those. Seems I'm missing them. Well, this is the high level of entertainment that you guys come for, looking at my back, searching for drawing paper. Okay. 300 grams, that should be more than enough for watercolor. So last time I did not check if the paper works well, so what I'm gonna do this time around is I'm gonna check if the paper works. We have a small water canister. I am sorry about that. Small water canister just here. We use some of the drinking water. Hydrate ourselves a little bit as well. All right. I have a watercolor brush just about here. Dip it a little bit. Just pick some of this, let's say, blue here. You can't see, of course. I'm just gonna add a little. No, this is still not behaving how it should. What is interesting? What is this watercolor paper doing? This is not what you want watercolor to do, actually. So I'm not... because now if I would take a little bit of red, and I would want the red to run in there, it immediately soaks it up. Yeah, this was the problem with the previous paper. So if I show this one here, it became unusably blotchy. Interesting. I'm wondering if it's the age of the paper or what does this. Because now, do I have to get some different paper? We just have to use a lot more water, I guess. Maybe it is my fault and I just don't know, or I haven't used watercolor in a long time. Maybe I should water it much more and then we get a better effect. Well, so this is why I wanted to redraw it also, to just, well, obviously I can't use this paper anymore, so this is going to be just me fun paper, but okay, at least I know that I have to approach it in a different way. We will do a relatively quick sketch. Let's see, let's put the water aside. Well, I'm going to do a quick sketch just on this one to test it. Let's see, pencil. I will need a pencil, which is right here. This as a bit of a reference. There we go. These angles, very military-like weird angles. Okay. By the way, if you have questions, as per usual, feel free to ask them. I always gladly stop the stream to try and explain stuff. So the stream does not have to be necessarily about me drawing this robot. We can take a break from this and try and explain drawing things as well. So we had this round mechanism here in the front, which of course opened into this sort of door hatch. Can you see this? I hope you can. I'm not sure how. Seems bright enough. Otherwise I can try and see configure video if I can push up contrast a bit and exposure. I'm on the wrong. I was on the wrong camera. Sorry, gents and ladies. Configure video. Okay. It feels like it was better what we. Yeah. Okay. It's this. This is the best that we have for now. Bapita Sharma, welcome. Bitrate open widget. Let's see what's going on. Notes 13 notes. Why? There, it says it's good. Alright, back to this one. So let me just add a section line so I know what we're working here with. And I could make this a little bit thinner, just because we had two headlights here. We had some holding on bars and other stuff that I could add a bit later. There we go. Interesting. So this would be I think that is swung back too much. Hello, I was watching your tutorials on industrial design sketching fundamentals, and I just want to say thank you a lot for your help. They are clap clap clap. Thank you very much for the kind words. I'm glad that they are useful. That is why I did them. I was hoping to share a little bit of what I know with the greater community. All right. And then, let's see, one leg would have been there, the other leg would come here. Something like this. Sorry. Okay, so this would be one arm. And let's place them into easily understandable boxes first. Nice long arm. And this arm is of course equipped with our foam thrower. Something like that. And this will be the fist. Alright, then I can pay attention to the leg now, which has this sort of extra armor on it. I want to have a relatively wide stance. I did have, here we go, just a bit of protection because I know my hand gets sweaty and then I smudge the whole thing. Cancel. Just to check, you guys hearing me? I do not mind a nice and calm chat, but it's usually there's more interaction going on, so I'm a little bit concerned now that maybe you lovely people are either not hearing me or something is off. No reaction. I do think something is up then. We had a hatch where you could climb into the front of the Mac here, and here we had an after-fitted sort of camera system. Let me just in case. Hello from Peru, welcome. There we go, I just threw that one up there just to see. And we will do Pinterest. I just want to do a quick ref check. Let's take this as an example. This will be the legs. Nice wide stance, as I said. Yes, we hear you. All right, pizza. That is very good. Pizza 33. So you're from Peru, but you really like Italian food, I guess. That's how this looks. Okay. I feel like I could bring this lower foot a bit even lower. Something like that. And this bit more to the front. Yeah, that looks a bit more acceptable. Now this is swung to the front a bit, so it will still have to have a little bit of tilt to it. Okay. Then no, I think we'll stick with the facing front water cannon, like that. Sounds clear. All right, Eren. Thank you. Your last name is Italian. I see. I thought most of the Italians in Latin America are in, where was it? Argentina. I had a bunch of people I studied together with. They were Argentinians with Italian passports, but they didn't speak a word Italian. It was quite funny. think I will move this slightly. Just like that. Something I do not like about this top here. So we have that goes there. Should get a bit smaller. Okay, and then we have the chainsaw here, and actually I can leave it in an open sort of position. And I feel like I will have to make these gorilla arms just a little bit thicker, because right now we are losing a bit of that strength potential than what one would think that would come with something like this. Okay, and now the tank in the back. If we need a bit more light, maybe I need to turn this one as well. What do we think of this? Maybe this changes the situation a bit. More there. Technically this should be a bit longer than the other one. I'm going to try and stay as non-fiddly with these lines as I can, which is, if you know me, a huge challenge for me. Do you like the manga Akira? I have to be honest, I have not read Akira. I've seen the anime several times, but I have not read the manga. The anime I like very much. But I know many people prefer the actual mangas over the animated version. Okay, so originally I had two sort of pistons here. Let's see if we can replicate them. I did read what it called Blum, which was something recommended to me, but for some reason that did not work at all for me. I just storytelling in that comic, just I don't know. I couldn't. I couldn't put it together, so it works for me. You started inking from middle part. Is it because it's closest part to viewer? Honestly, I just tried to see what is the easiest part to begin with. Just because this time around I decided to not add all the details with my pencil. So this is my previous attempt. And I was trying to be very meticulous and it feels a little bit stiff. And I'm trying to get away from that stiffness. So that's why I took a slightly thicker brush pen now as well. And I'm just, it is really just chance. That's what seemed to be the simplest for me. Not really a rhyme or reason why I started there. But a good question nonetheless. It's just not every time what I do makes sense. Thank you for the solid lines. I do like my lines. As in, I prefer lines over coloring or just volumes. I find it very hard to work purely with volumes. here in this case, for this arm, I already see that I will have to do some extra little detailing, just because I don't want it to be super duper messy. Same for the interior. I had some ref open somewhere. I should have an even ballsier brush pen. Let's go on to these parts. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, I do think I will start the stream here now. I did a bit of progress. I am relatively pleased with it. It really, I forgot this part. It will really depend on how the paper will react to the watercolor this time around, because I was very disappointed last time. So, and I'm not 100% sure that this will be different. Maybe it is just that I'm so used to working on 150 or 120 gram mixed media paper, and just 300 gram watercolor paper just reacts differently. It could be. Anyways, we will see. I will probably, if I find the time, I'll try and work off stream as well on this little piece. I do want it to be done ASAP. So that is what we are going to do next. Next stream, as per usual, is going to be next Thursday, if nothing goes terribly wrong. But yeah, until then, I do hope that you folks are going to have a great time. Keep on sketching, and yeah, just be your awesome selves. And I will try and get better so I don't cough into your ears that often. That shall be, I don't want to say promise, but I will try. I will try and do that. How about that for next time? That is something that we will definitely try and do. Alright. As I finish, not finish, but blacken this last part here, I am also saying one more time, have a great day, and yeah, keep on sketching, everyone. Good night.